In Unit 6, we will be studying Dark Romanticism and Gothic literature. You should have your Dark Romantic notes open during these videos. The notes can be found in Moodle Rooms or through the link on this slide. Because these notes are lengthy, I have broken this video into 2 parts. Before viewing this video, you should have looked at and written about several famous paintings in the Romantic tradition. The reason I had you do this is because I wanted you to see romantic characteristics in visual art so you are able to find the same characteristics in written works. Romanticism is in the artistic sense, is a style of art, literature, and music that draws on emotions, intuition, and imagination rather than rationality and science. We are not talking about romanticism as in romantic love. The Romantic movement began in Europe toward the end of the 18th century and migrated to America in the early 19th century. American Romanticism authors were most prolific between 1830 and 1865. Within the genre of Romanticism, 2 opposing subgenres emerged: the Transcendentalists, who were the optimists, and the Dark Romantics, who were the pessimists. Dark Romantic authors embrace the belief of human fallibility and our predisposition towards sin. The Dark Romantics were drawn to the dark side of the human psyche. For this unit, we are studying one of the most famous American Dark Romantic authors, Edgar Allan Poe, who was writing in the 1800s, and comparing his traditional Gothic work to the modern American Gothic writers, Shirley Jackson, who was writing in the 1940s and 50s, and Joyce Carol Oates, who is still alive today. Romanticism was a reaction to rationalism, which is the belief that you cannot trust your sense or intuition, only your intellect. As rationalism became more popular, people started questioning the assumption that human nature was rooted in rationalism. Romantics argued that reason was not capable of reaching all truth. The Romantics are the philosophers and literary writers who addressed irrational motivations in human nature, particularly in emotion. First, let's deal with the meaning of Romanticism. It values beliefs and emotions as more important than logic or facts. The individual comes first and often involves the worship of nature. Dark Romanticism is distinguished from Romanticism in its emphasis on human fallibility and sin. They are the pessimists, where Romantics believe in human goodness. They are the optimists. According to Dark Romantics, even good men and women drift towards sin and self-destruction, and there can be unintended consequences that arise from well-intended social reforms. Romanticism is a movement in the arts and literature that originated in the late 18th century, emphasizing inspiration, subjectivity, and the primacy of the individual. It elicits emotion and glamorizes the events as in patriotism, nationalism, or devotion to a cause. Romantics emphasize intuition, imagination, feeling, and were often criticized as being irrational. The Dark Romantic subgenre. The genre of Dark Romanticism is thought to have emerged from the Transcendentalist movement in the 19th century America. Transcendentalism is a social movement, an idealistic philosophy in which knowledge about ourselves and the world around us transcends what we can see, hear, taste, touch, or feel. Transcendentalists believed that the divine spirit resides within all of us. They embrace intuition rather than rationality and believe in the inherent goodness of both people and nature. Whereas the Transcendentalists felt perfection and their own divinity as innate qualities of mankind, they thought that utopian communes would work. Dark Romantics believed humans gravitate toward evil and self-destruction. Striving for a utopian society is a waste of time. Authors who embrace this genre include Edgar Allan Poe, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Herman Melville, and Emily Dickinson. There's even a darker side to the Dark Romantics, Gothic literature, which involves sheer terror, personal torment, graphic morbidity, and the supernatural. This is the end of video 1.